World Tour 16 continues in Suzuka Circuit in Japan for the running of the Suribi.net Grand Prix. These two races have a bit of a twist compared to the previous season's duels. Instead of having cars' numbers decide the order of race 1 and 2, race 2 is going to have all 16 winners so far this season and have the drivers that are top 10 in the points, the highest drivers in points without a race win, will make up race 2. And race 1 will make up the rest of the field. 95 Ryan Acosta off to a terrible start already on lap number 1, and Jacob Lawler, the pole setter in race 1, is battling for the race lead against Luke Walker on the very first lap of the race. The 95 did not bring out the yellow, by the way, even though he spun out on the S-curves and could have easily collected a couple more cars on the way. Oh, Luke's getting a little too high, and Lawler is pulling an aggressive move to get down to the lead. There's not a lot of road that's separating between the road and sand, so they got to be very careful. Ooh, they're off the track. Lawler trying to save it. He can't do it. He slides in the sand. And Jacob Lawler, the pole setter, is out of this race, and so is Pichu. Pichu also got involved in the mess. He spun out. Racing back to the caution, Robbie Tavener took the lead, and Luke Walker trying to fight back, but it will be Robbie Tavener that beats Luke Walker to the line to take the caution flag. And on the restart, though, well, you're going to see later, Luke Walker picks up where he left off. He's battling with the lead against the 21. But the 21 currently has the advantage, but not for long. There you see the two walkers, Luke and Leia, working together to get to the front. Luke Walker has the bit of the advantage on the bottom line. Ooh, they touch down the S-curve. That's probably the best opportunity to pass in any of these courses. And it's really unusual to see a lot of passing zones in road courses, but this is one of the very few that does. And Luke Walker finally clears Robbie Tavener for the race lead. Leia Walker is going to go for second to battle against her brother. So it's brother and sister 1-2. Luke and Leia 1-2 right now. We'll see if they can keep it that way on the next lap. Luke's holding on. Leia, though, going to try to clear Tavener for second place. She might even get the lead. Here she comes on the bottom. Ooh, Luke Walker a little high there. Now down to the top S-curve. And Leia's going to have to back up a bit into Tavener, and they spin. They both spin out. Golbeck's held up, but thank goodness, though, it was just those two spinning, except for Sarah Paddock, who hit the 21. While trying to avoid the incident, but the chance of having a Walker 1-2 goes by the wayside. But Luke is still trying to win, trying to give TA2 Racing its first win this season. Zach Goldback battling for second place against Sylvia Hunter. Hunter got the bottom. They made contact, but Goldback looks to have the edge by just a little bit. Mason Powers trying to sandwich himself between the two competitors. But no room. He's gonna have to be a little patient, a little bit more patient. My goodness, these guys have been battling really hard here in Suzuka, and it's just one half of the real Suzuka race course. Imagine about the second half. It probably would be just as much, if not more wreckful and more competitive than the road course we're running in right now. Sylvia Hunter finally clears the 51, but 51 is not going down without vengeance, as he almost spun the 44 down the S-curve. Ooh, boy, man, he's all over the bumper of Sylvia Hunter. Goldbeck trying to find room. He's going on the bottom, still trying to battle for second place, but Hunter does a great job blocking. And the caution flag came out again. This time, Brandon Nichols and Daniel Boyles got into a wreck off the S-curves. Leia Walker's day goes from bad to worse. Alex Hawkins also involved in the scuffle. And 6 to go here in race number 1. Sylvia Hunter looks to go for the race lead. Goldbeck in stuck in the middle. 3 wide for the race lead. This road course can't hold 3 wide. Every road course can't hold 3 wide. No road course can do that. Oh boy, they spin. Hunter's involved. She spins. And wrecking in the back. Luke Walker, Mason Powers involved. Oh my goodness, the top 5 made a big mess. They were trying to battle for the race lead, and they got caught up in the wrecks. It would come down to 3 laps as Zach Golbeck's the new race leader. Mitchell Riggs trying to pass him on the bottom. He doesn't have any help right now as he's coming down the S curve. Ooh, a little too tight on that corner. Golbeck pulls away. Ryan Casey battling with Sylvia Hunter. Hunter surprisingly still competing for a top 5. And what a block by the 51. Zach Golbeck does a great job blocking the 78. Coming down the curves, the caution flag came out. And this is the race back for the win. Mitchell Riggs trying one more chance to make a move on Golbeck down the line, but it's Zach Golbeck that's going to win here in race 1 of the Suribi.net Grand Prix. And here's why we're under the final caution. Mason Powers trying to get on the pit road, could steer his car well, and he hits the barriers, and his race ended. But coming off the final turn, he made his debut in Season 3. It took him 13 seasons, but finally, Zach Golbeck is a NASCAR Pokemon Cup Series winner here in the Suzuka Circuit. He had to hold off a hard-charging Mitchell Riggs down the caution flag to take the race win. And here are the results from race number 1. Zach Golbeck finally, 13 seasons since he made his debut in the PCS. He's been on and off the series, but he finally gets a win here in the NASCAR Pokemon Cup Series. Let's hope race 2 is nothing short of excitement. So here we go, on to race number 2. And you see here Johnny Garner starts on the pole here in the second race in Suzuka. And I mentioned earlier, it has all 16 winners so far this season, plus the driver's highest in points without a victory. That adds a lot of twists to it. And speaking of twists, Sam Rogers got himself to a scuffle. And then there's the 42 Joshua Balkin and the 5 Devin Whitston, both involved in a crash. And Johnny Garner pulling away, pulls out in front right now. This has a lot of implications since they're all chasers and non-winners in the top 10 in points. And Sean Harpel gets himself into a wreck. O'Neill Balvin, Nathan Hudson, Cody Hagan involved as well. That brought out our second caution today. And Hagan was on his own spinning. Hudson was just trying to avoid the incident but just got caught up with it instead. Battle for second place on the restart. Nick Pericles against Kyle Collins. Collins has the edge by a little bit, and Kyle Collins, great job uphill, and he gets second place. And now he's closing in on Johnny Gardner. Little too high, way too loose, and he can't make the pass. But the 43 David Johansson, the 15 Isaiah Burnett brought out our third caution. That would help out Collins a little bit, but only to have him be challenged for second place again over Nick Pericles. Pericles trying to get second. Ooh, Abby Sachs in the 98. He's trying to avoid spinning somebody out since he saw last race, and he knows what the implications could happen if he spun someone out. So he's got to be very careful trying to make a move. Oh boy, they're about to go 3 wide. Collins had to back up because they can't go 3 wide at this track, and it would cause major chaos. But here comes Abby Sachs, going to try to take second place from Nick Pericles. This is good news for Johnny Garner. He can pull away a little easier. And Sachs coming down turn 1, trying to force the 17 up in the sand. A little bit up in the sand. Could that be enough? Sachs trying to hang on, and 17 doing a great job fighting back on that high line. Oh no! Sachs gets turned by Pericles! And Pericles is upside down! They were battling for second place, and disaster struck. The 17 is flipped, 98 is out of the race. But the restart would change everything. 4 to go, Kyle Collins goes for the race lead. In the event dominated by Johnny Garner, Garner has his first real threat today. Collins tries to get the lead from Garner. Garner had led every lap up to this point, and Kyle Collins clears the number 1. Garner's got to be stunned he lost the race lead on a restart. And guess what? Collins' teammate from Joe Gibbs, Mason Wood, is now running in second place. And last time we had a 1-2 previously in one of the races. O'Neal Balvin won and Mason Wood was second. Now it could be the same, except the one in front is Kyle Collins. And now Wood passes by the one machine for second. Garner trying to put up a fight, but Mason Wood is just too strong off the corner and clears him for second. Garner gonna have another chance here. Can't do it. Mason Wood does a great job hanging on. Wood has been really on fire as of these past couple races, but he's finished in second in the past 2 race weekends. And unless though Collins is gonna screw up on one of the turns, then Mason Wood will finish second for the 3rd weekend in a row. That's got to be gut-wrenching to come very close so many times consecutively and not be able to win. But the white flag is out for Kyle Collins with 1 to go. We already have more than 16 winners this season, so not every winner is going to be a chaser in Season 16. We will have to decide the final spots on where they stand in the points after 349, but we still got a long way to go. Mason Wood is going to try one more fight against his teammate Kyle Collins, but it's not going to be enough, and Collins is going to go through the final S-curves. He last won 3 seasons ago in Paris, way back in Season 13, but finally, coming off the final corner, Collins is going to score his 8th career NASCAR Pole 1 Cup Series win in the 2nd race of the Suribi.net Grand Prix at the Suzuka Circuit. And we have another Joe Gibbs 1-2. Collins in 1st and Wood in 2nd. Mason Wood gotta be gut-wrenched that he is finished in the runner-up spot for the 3rd weekend in a row. But man, he gave it a great run. But Kyle Collins the winner. Congrats to our winners from Suzuka, Zach Golbeck and Kyle Collins. We'll see you guys at Twin Ring Motegi here in Japan.